Now you look at franchises in the NFL. You look at the Eagles, what they have done last year, and getting to the Super Bowl last year, and having a young quarterback, and building around that young quarterback. But you look at the Kansas City Chiefs, and I look at them and I'm like, this is the NFL team you need to be. They're the team you need to be to actually know what you're doing at the front office level. Again, everybody has to be in tune and everybody has to be working in the same atmosphere and on the same wavelength and stuff like that. But if you look at an NFL team that's run well and run well for a number of years now, 4 or 5 years now, you look at the Kansas City Chiefs back in 2017. They drafted Patrick Mahomes in the 2017 draft. The 49ers could have got him a couple of years ago, back then, 6 years ago, and they passed on him. They're like, no, we don't want him. So yeah, they could have got Mahomes a couple of years ago, and he was one of the first round picks for the Chiefs, and what 4 years they've had since 2019 now 2023 4 years now, since the whole thing happened, since they won the Super Bowl again for the first time since like the 60s or 70s, something like that. And then they did it again last year, 2023. Mahomes again, two-time Super Bowl champion now. Um, they did some great additions last year as well. They didn't go big and bold because they didn't really need to. They had a good squad, a good roster already. They didn't really need to go big really, but they had a good enough team. They have a Hall of Fame worthy defensive tackle in Chris Jones, which is again could be going to the Browns. He could be going to the skid marks. I heard that. I was looking yesterday online before I did this video, because again his contract's up. To he wants a raise. There's negotiations going on. So again, the rumors have been going around that the Browns want him. The skid marks, because again they're going all in with Deshaun Watson. So yeah, good luck with that, guys. But let's talk about again. You look at the Kansas City Chiefs. Not really much needs to happen really to help this team, but I want to talk about the draft. And they got Felix. They got AFU. Felix Anudike, defensive end from Kansas State. They got Rashee Rice. Again, I could see him being a wide receiver 2, wide receiver 3. He's a good addition to this team. Then uh, you got Thompson. Again, he's part of the edge rushing class. He's a good addition. I think he's gonna have a couple of cameos. I don't think he's gonna start, but he'll have a good couple of cameos. You have Nick Jones, a cornerback from Ball State. So I'm interested to see what happens if he gets on the court, if he gets on the field or not. But you have Chamarri Connor. He's an offensive tackle from Virginia. You have Washington Morris, offensive tackle from Oklahoma. Again, he's going to be great from homes in the trenches. And then you look at you got Brian Court, defensive tackle. You got Blake Bell, tight end. Mike Edwards, safety. Offensive, Juwan Taylor, offensive tackle. Nico Allegretti, guard. And then again, the question mark is Chris Jones. Is he going to stay? Is he not? But you got Sky Moore as well, who had a good rookie year last year. I think he's going to do great. You've got your franchise quarterback in Mahomes. And you look at the AFC West. The Raiders, they haven't got again, they needed a quarterback in this draft. They're not really where they're at yet. You've got Denver. Is the thing with Russell Wilson going to work? Is it not? Who knows? But again, they had a big loss though in the coaching world, because they had Eric Bieniemy. He was the leader of those. He was in the play calls for two of those offensive two of those Super Bowl wins, Eric Bieniemy, he actually left the Chiefs this year. I was like, why the hell is Eric Bieniemy not got a head coaching job? I look at him and he's a great head coach. He should be gaining his flowers again an NFL head coaching job. But again, you look at this team. You got Andy Reid, two-time Super Bowl winner now. Again, this team. You look at the Chiefs. They're going to go deep into the playoffs this year. They have the first game of the year against Miami Lions this Thursday on prime time. So you're gonna expectations are going to be big. Can they become the first Super Bowl? Can they become the first Super Bowl team to go back to back and win back to back championships? We've never seen that in the NFL. A team that has won the championship before and won it the year after. Again, I look at the other teams that are in contention for the Super Bowl. You look at the Bills with their championship window, Philadelphia. You look at the Bengals. I know people want to say the skid marks, but I don't think they're ready yet for a championship. The Ravens are always in there, or always around in contention for the playoffs. And don't get me started with those Cowboys, because we all know the Cowboys never win a championship. But in all seriousness, I do think that the Chiefs will get closer to the championship again, and I'm not even going to predict that they're going to retain the Super Bowl. I'm going to say that now because they have the best roster, in my opinion. If Chris Brown goes, if Chris Jones, sorry about that, guys. If Chris Jones leaves to the Browns, then again that's a big loss for them. But I think with how Andy Reid sets up and how he is as a head coach. They lost Tyreek Hill last season, and people say, "Oh, they're gonna fall off because they lost Tyreek Hill to the Dolphins." I remember people last year saying, "Oh my God, Tyreek Hill's gone. This Chiefs team's falling apart." It was not. They won the fucking Super Bowl. They traded away Tyreek Hill and invested in a young Sky Moore. They did pretty well. So I think more to say.